How do you maintain such a healthy relationship?
Don't let social media be in your relationship.
Okay.
Never post when y'all have problems.
Okay.
And be honest, always.
Okay.
Always be honest.
I feel it. You got the ring on right now?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Cut that goofy shit the hell out, yo. Cut that goofy shit the hell out.
I am Travis Hunter, and I'm sorry to my wife, Lyanna. I have indeed hurt her. Recently, the crying video she posted on TikTok caused controversy, and it broke my heart.
Because they don't like his fiance. That's so ignorant. Y'all done pissed him off here.
A rocket ship career for Travis Hunter. A glossy Tennessee wedding with Lyanna. A luxury bow on a midnight black SUV. Then a split-second clip, paused, zoomed, looped, turns a celebration into a referendum.
Travis Hunter is cooked. NFL training camp hasn't even started yet, and she's already building her case to get that bag and get out of there.
One angle shows romance. Another looks like distance. Around those frames orbit everything else. Lyanna's old "not my type" line that won't die. A story about Travis waiting in the car while she partied. A crying video that keeps resurfacing. And a chorus of hot takes that grow louder with every replay.
Run, bitch! Run! Travis Hunter and his girlfriend argue in front of their fans. Apparently, she got upset about waiting too long. What do you think? Toxic relationship?
The stakes are steep. A monster rookie deal, 2 young people under a stadium's worth of scrutiny, and a timeline that rewards certainty over patience. Add internet physics, rumor spreads faster than context, and you get a narrative with 5 pressure points. Optics at the Heisman for Hunter, the wedding kiss people debated, the party-era anecdote that fuels compatibility questions, money/legal whispers that invite armchair lawyers, and unverified claims that travel farther than proof. That's the map. Now let's walk it quickly.
No wonder Travis Hunter's wife refused his hug at the wedding. Lyanna's 3 actions after Travis's draft expose her true colors. Recently, a video from Hunter and Lyanna's wedding scene quickly sparked heated discussions as soon as it was released. Surprisingly, fans generally hold a pessimistic view of this marriage and even worry about Hunter's future. In fact, some of Lyanna's previous actions make it hard not to question whether her feelings for Hunter are genuine.
Right after the wedding discourse spiked, some feeds jumped to a louder claim. Travis is done with Jacksonville. It's the kind of speculation that catches fire because it promises a clean resolution. New city, fresh start, plot twist achieved.
I am Travis Hunter, and I'm sorry to my wife, Lyanna. I have indeed hurt her. Recently, the crying video she posted on TikTok caused controversy, and it broke my heart. Her tears and helpless expression made me realize that everything I've done not only caused her immense emotional burden, but also made her bear undue pressure in the public eye. I admit that from the moment I pursued her in 2022, I pushed her into the spotlight of public opinion. I didn't realize that my words and actions might have caused her to be constantly questioned and misunderstood. Because I have a net worth of $6 million, she was labeled as a gold digger.
Reality check. Rookies don't just walk away. Any exit would need a front office decision, a trade partner, and a deal big enough to justify moving a marquee pick. There's no official move here, just chatter. Treat it like what it is. A tidy storyline that trends well, not a confirmed plan. But that wasn't the whole story.
We had enough money for the deposit, but not enough money for the furniture. When we first moved to Colorado, we had no furniture, no anything. We moved here in January, so it was really, really cold. It was snowing. Nothing in our house worked either, so we were freezing. It was like 40 degrees in the house. We were sleeping on a blow-up mattress, one singular blanket. We were so cold. I was in a ball in his arms. He was trying to be in a ball, like right underneath me. And we were begging each other, like, please go downstairs and change the AC. Like, please go turn the heater on. We were so cold, we couldn't even, like, get up. And we just froze the entire night. The next morning, we laughed for, like, an hour about it because it was hilarious.
Yeah, because also it's our first house to be a part. That was one of those ones.
That was my favorite memory.
Before the noise, there was a climb. A two-way college star turned must-watch Sundays into a real possibility, then signed a pro deal big enough to settle life. Travis Hunter and Lyanna leveled up together. New city, new expectations, new spotlight. The wedding felt like a victory lap, vows, a dance floor, a gift with horsepower and about big enough to make the room erupt. On paper, perfect. On video, complicated. Because success doesn't mute the crowd, it hands the crowd a megaphone. Under the lights, they swayed. Travis leaned in. Lyanna turned, not dramatically, not rudely, just enough for the footage to split into two realities.
According to insiders, Hunter initially proposed signing a prenuptial agreement, but for some reason, he later gave up. Now it seems that perhaps it is because the two have a child, which means that if they divorce...
One viewer saw lipstick prevention. Another saw a brush off. That's the internet in a nutshell. Identical pixels, opposite conclusions. If you already believed their chemistry was off, the clip confirmed it. If you believed it was strong, you barely noticed. Same video, two worlds. Biggest night of his college life. Cameras hunting for reactions like trout in a fast river. Every expression around Hunter and Lyanna got captured, cropped, and captioned by strangers who don't know the people inside the frame.
Hunter was with the right woman. Now, I believe her name was Lyanna. We haven't heard from her in a long time, and that is for good reason. One of the things that I said very early on was that if they wanted to maintain and keep their relationship together, then she was going to have to shut the hell up. She went on this long rant, which I believe is deleted from her Instagram right now and from TikTok. But she went on this long rant basically defending their relationship and defending.
She became a lightning rod. He did what partners do when the room gets loud. He stood by her. That didn't stop the frame-by-frame debates, but it told you the role Travis chose. Protector instead of prosecutor.
So last year, when all of the ruckus and the things that was happening in social media of everybody commenting on the previous videos, and for those of you that has been living under a rock, his fiance had been making and having a whole lot of conversations online about everything that had been going on in their relationship, and they had been doing challenges together and TikToks and all of that stuff. And Travis Hunter, in a lot of people's eyes, was simping out for, and he was basically being warned.
Timeline moved on, but not far. Nothing disappears online. It only waits to be needed. And what happened next would shock everyone.
Oh, what? Come on, let's do it! Woo! Yeah!
It looks as though, and you can actually see this right here.
There's a story people love to retell. Travis drove Lyanna to clubs, stayed in the car, waited for hours, didn't drink, didn't complain. To some, that's devotion. To others, it's a neon sign blinking different priorities.
He's absolutely in love with this girl. Okay, I'll give you another one. This is what he said.
That's insane.
That
He's crazy. He needs better people around him.
He has the best people around him.
No, he doesn't. Not if they let that happen. They shouldn't have let that slip through the cracks.
Check this out. So Travis is on an interview and he goes, so when she was in her party era, I would wait in the car and just let her party and wait till she comes outside.
No, that's bad.
Hunter, what do you think about that? That's crazy, right?
That is diabolical.
When fans repeat it, they turn a specific memory into a metaphor for the whole relationship. A quiet, homebody guy parked outside a room that didn't include his partner. Is that fair? Maybe not. But narratives don't ask for fairness. They look for symbols. This story became one. Months go by. An emotional clip resurfaces. Lyanna, tearful, staring into the camera. This time, it's stitched beside commentary, framed with new captions, fed into an algorithm that rewards the most dramatic interpretation. The same tears now mean something different because the audience wants them to. That's the danger of context collapse. A moment that once signaled stress in general now gets welded to a specific rumor. It feels airtight, but it's mostly architecture. The scaffolding of a plot built with recycled clips. When the contract numbers hit, the volume doubled. Suddenly, every debate about chemistry came with a calculator. People asked about prenups. People repeated state talking points. Threads turned into mock courtrooms. Most of what followed was speculation said with iron confidence. The truth is smaller and less theatrical. Big money magnifies everything. It doesn't create problems. It makes them feel broadcast-worthy. If Travis and Lyanna are solid, money is background. If they aren't, money becomes the story. But that wasn't the whole story. You know the cycle. A thumbnail promises a bombshell. A title hints at betrayal. A rumor about a teammate or a sudden surprise sprinting across feeds with a certainty the facts don't have yet. Screenshots travel. Citations don't. By the time someone says there's no verification, millions have already shaped an opinion. That doesn't mean the claims are false. It means the only thing proven is the speed at which we crown conclusions. The smart play is to market as chatter until receipts arrive. When a fire starts, you can smother it, you can fan it, or you can shut the door and let the oxygen run out. In the past, Hunter has moved quickly to swat down talk that crossed the line. This time, fewer words. Meanwhile, an emotional post from Lyanna reframed the mood. Trial by public opinion, the cost of being misunderstood, the strain of always being watched. People read silence as guilt. Others read it as restraint. The uncomfortable truth? Silence means nothing except no comment yet. We project the rest. Cameras can capture distance. They can't capture growth. They can show a turned cheek. They can't record the conversation after guests go home. Most of us forget that in the rush to label the footage. Real relationships aren't filmed in chronological order. They're messy, boring, hilarious, hard, and sometimes heroic. Travis and Lyanna survive on things that never trend. Inside jokes, habits, little daily choices. You can't clip those into a viral moment. You can only live them. Right or wrong, sports performance changes the temperature of every off-field story. If Travis shows up on Sundays and turns highlight packages into a weekly ritual, the comments shift. Wins don't heal a marriage. They change the conversation around it. The question isn't, does ball fix everything? It's, can achievement give a couple breathing room? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But if the on-field tape becomes the loudest thing in the room, everything else gets quieter. Let's zoom out. Why do tiny gestures land so hard? Because public rituals, draft night hugs, wedding dances, sideline whispers, feel like tests the rest of us never took. We project our standards onto strangers. If it doesn't match, we call it a red flag. But people show love differently. Some couples perform it. Some protect it. What looks lukewarm to you might be comfort to Lyanna. What looks storybook to you might be performance to Travis. Cyber anthropology is not an exact science. That not my type at first line is viral gasoline because it hits an insecurity nerve. People hear not my type and translate it to never truly wanted. But that's not how attraction always works. Chemistry is a moving target. Some love stories start with a spark. Some start with friction, grow through respect, then ignite. Does it excuse cruelty? No. Does it cancel the relationship? Also no. It tells you Hunter and Lyanna began imperfectly, like most couples who didn't meet in a rom-com. If you reduce compatibility to a catchphrase, party girl versus homebody guy, you'll always get a tidy answer and a messy reality. Long-term fit lives in the small stuff. How fights end, how money is discussed, how boundaries get honored, how each person handles the other's stress. That's the real data. The internet doesn't have it. All it has are riffs on anecdotes and a favorite 2-second clip. Fun to debate. Useless for truth. Anger, certainty, and novelty. That's what feeds it. Which is why you keep seeing escalations, a more extreme headline, a spicier insinuation, a trust me bro source. It works. It hooks you. But it also pushes creators to sprint past nuance so they can keep your attention. If you're making content, you can use the machine without letting it use you. Set the hook, yes. Deliver the context. Mark speculation as speculation. Your audience won't leave. They'll trust you more. Not vibes. Not a freeze frame. Evidence looks like filings, timelines that reconcile, messages that can be authenticated, statements that risk something if they're untrue. Most of what's trending never hits that bar. So you can treat it like entertainment, and a lot of people do, or you can hold your verdict until the story grows legs. Patience is boring. It's also accurate. Imagine trying to fix anything while thousands of strangers discuss your motives out loud. That's the reality for Travis Hunter and Lyanna. Maybe they meet in the kitchen at midnight and tell the hard truths. Maybe they take a phone-free walk and remember why they picked each other. Maybe they say, we can't do this. All of that happens off camera. The public only sees what is chosen or leaked, which is why the most important decisions arrive without a post. It always does. Another angle from the wedding, a behind-the-scenes snippet, a sideline moment clipped from a broadcast. When it lands, watch how quickly people say, see. This proves it. It won't. It will only prove that the story still sells. If you want to stay grounded, ask different questions. Does this add facts? Or does it recycle feelings? Most drops do the latter. That's why they spread. Keep curiosity. Drop certainty. Track what changes, behaviors, patterns, choices, not just what trends. If Travis goes quiet online and loud on the field, that's a choice. If Lyanna posts less and shows up more, that's a choice. If both stop feeding the algorithm, that's a choice. Those choices tell you more than any one frame ever will. They could log off and let results speak. They could issue a joint boundary. No personal content for a season. No reactive posts. No indirects. They could invest in boring strength, routines, therapy, mentors who survive the same glare. None of that goes viral. All of it works. Decide how much of your belief system you're willing to outsource to edited clips. It's easy to be a courtroom in the comments. It's harder and better to admit when you're guessing. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you honest. And it gives Travis and Lyanna the one gift they rarely get: room to breathe. This saga keeps people glued because it's a mirror. Money, attention, pressure, love, fear of being played, fear of being judged, scaled up to stadium size. Maybe the next chapter is a comeback. Maybe it's a clean break. Either way, the ending isn't written by a freeze frame. It's written by what Travis Hunter and Lyanna do when nobody's filming. Who do you think's gonna be the next person in the limelight? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get the latest celebrity news and updates. I'll see y'all on the next one.